What's up, y'all? Hey, hey, hey. What's up, y'all? Hey, hey, hey. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. And I'm live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show. If you want to see all of the behind the scenes, make sure to go to the YouTube right now at the Jaime Dee Show. That's TheJaimeDeeshow. What's up, y'all? I'm super happy to have y'all here because you want to know why? It's Hump Day, and it's a good day. It really is a good day. It's not too hot outside yet. You know, the sun is shining. And the vibes just feel right today. So I'm super happy to be here and to have you all here on this live broadcast. We have so much to go over. I know I say this all the time, but I don't know if y'all realize, but the news has been ramping up. When I first started my live morning radio show almost 2 months ago now, it was kind of hard to find news. It was like nothing was going on. And now it's like so much to choose from. So on today's show rundown, I want to go over the daily news headlines. And then later in the show, I'm going to tell you all about a story. Woo! And this story is about how a girl pooped all in my backseat. Yes, you heard me right. It's a story about how a girl pooped all in my backseat. And this is a real story. And then later, we're going to have the amazing Antoine Pollard, who is going to be here live on air. Let me say his name one more time, actually. Antoine Pollard. He is the principal prep coordinator for us, helping us people into living. And he's going to join me live to discuss how STDs and HIV are contracted, who's affected the most by sexually transmitted diseases, what is PrEP, what is PEP, how to seek help if you feel like you contracted something, and more. Again, Antoine Pollard. You want to stick around to hear all of the stuff that I have to talk about today, okay? There's a lot of good stuff I'm going to talk about. So let's get straight into it. Before I get into all the other daily news headlines, I want to start off my show today by sending prayers to Bronny and his family, since I didn't have the time yesterday. The news broke yesterday, and I had so much going on. I had an ant infestation in my bathroom. That was disgusting, and then there was a bunch of stuff going on. So I didn't have the time to talk about Bronny and his situation. And even though he's back home and healing, he still had the scary reality of going into cardiac arrest while practicing. And a New York cardiologist is saying that this could break his career. So prayers up for him and his loved ones. I know this is a really hard situation to face, but I know he will come out on top. Again, prayers out to Bronny and his family and all of those who are affected. So now, y'all, not y'all still over here virtually tussling with Doja Cat online. I want to make it known that I don't condone anyone protecting or dating a predator, abuser, groomer, or anything of that nature. But y'all must know that a lot of these celebrities really don't give a crap about y'all, right? Y'all know that, right? The smart ones pretend they care to stay relevant, keep your support, keep money/opportunities flowing in. But in reality, they really do not care about y'all. They don't. So if you haven't been paying attention to the recent Doja Cat drama, her fans are mad at her for dating and protecting her boyfriend, Jay Cyrus, when so many people are coming out and saying he sexually manipulated people. Well, she has tweeted a bunch of responses to people, but one tweet stated that my life, my rules, my style, my attitude, end quote. Well, a fan page actually responded back and said, I want to hear you say it. I do love you guys. As usual, you say to your fans, end quote. Well, she responded, quote, I don't, though. Okay, let's start over. She responded, quote, I don't, though, because I don't even know y'all, end quote. Other fans responded saying that they don't know Doja Cat either and that she wouldn't be anything without her fans. She then responded, quote, nobody forced you. I don't know why you're talking to me like you're my mother, B word. Sound like a crazy person, end quote. Woo! Child, I mean, I can't be on Doja Cat's side on the whole boyfriend thing, but I ain't gonna lie, she ain't wrong with her responses either. Y'all really be doing the absolute most standing these people who couldn't care less about you. On top of that, y'all really do act out in these blog comments, speculating, instigating, and arguing with people you don't know over a celebrity you really don't know. And then be surprised when they end up treating y'all like this. Y'all do not know these people's history. Y'all not know what these celebrities are doing behind the scenes. Y'all don't know what these celebrities are saying about y'all. Y'all don't even know why these celebrities truly are in the industry. But y'all see one good song and one good movie and one get this and one get Vine and one get that. And y'all just instantly stand. Y'all be surprised when they turn up to be jerks, liars, scammers, robbers, real hood dudes who didn't leave the hood, and more. This should be a lesson to many people out there that support artists. Yes, support the artist, but keep boundaries. Stop being so invested. Stop idolizing these celebrities. These people are not God or whoever you believe in. They will mess up and disappoint you sooner or later. Some celebrities do deserve grace and love, but others don't. This is a prime example that you legit cannot remove the artist from the artistry. Because the more you support these people work, the more you support their pockets and their lifestyle. Remember, there are way more deserving people out there that are literally right next to you. I mean, like your actual friend, your family members, your significant others that are putting their heart and soul into their craft, and you won't even share their content, let alone like it. Do you know that I posted this video where I had a bunch of celebrities saying, "Hi, I'm Just Hilarious with the Jaime Dee Show. Hi, I'm Ray J with the Jaime Dee Show. Hi, I'm Claudia Jordan with the Jaime Dee Show. Hi, I'm Michael Blackson with the Jaime Dee Show. Hi, I'm Natalie Nunn with the Jaime Dee Show." And I had to like literally beg people to like and comment. Now, there's people who obviously liked and comment, by themselves, but my actual people that I know, that I've made friends with, that I've become acquainted with, that I've hung out with, that I went to the club with, that I've had over my house, I've had to actually send them a message like, "Hey, I would love if you can like and comment and share this. This would really help out my business." And like, "Oh yeah, I got it now." Like when you saw it, and you can see when people look at your content. When you saw it, you didn't think, "Oh, that's lit. Let me like and support Jamie's stuff." Let me tell you, it don't take me nothing to like, comment, and share somebody's post. When I see somebody's post that I know, that I like, that I support, that I truly have had experience with, it don't take me not a nan thought to automatically press that like button. Seriously. But it takes y'all literally an arm and a leg and part of y'all heart to help support real people. Please be real with yourselves. Seriously. Now, this situation sucks because I love Doja Cat. If y'all don't know, she's legit my favorite artist, but lay sigh. Hopefully she gets it together. I love her antics. I know that she does a lot of this stuff to rile people up on purpose because mess and drama gets y'all to support people more. I don't know why, but hey, it is what it is. All right. So according to the Shade Room, former All That star Giovanni Samuels opens up about her finances amid writers and actors strike. I want you guys to take a listen to the video she posted online because it was actually pretty sad. A lot of y'all think actors and writers have all this money, but in reality, they don't. So take a listen to what she had to say.
I need y'all to understand that not all child stars are rich. Not all of us are balling. The leads of the cast, they get the big money checks. The supporting cast, like myself, we don't get that. That's why we're striking. Okay? I'm asking for a livable wage. I'm asking for health insurance. You have no idea how hard it is. We just came out of COVID and now we're going into a strike. I used my 401k, my nest egg, my savings to survive COVID. I don't know what money y'all think I have, or I'm saving up something. No. Okay, between family members stealing from me, or doing a show where they didn't pay me, or now I'm fighting for residuals because executives don't want to give me a dime. I am asking for a livable wage. I'm asking for health insurance. I got responsibilities and things that I got to take care of. We got back to school coming. I got to put my son in a private school. Private, oh, you ain't got to do that. You put him in public school. I can't put him in public school because when I did, they was picking on him because of me. The parents were jealous because I was on TV and famous, and they told their kids to pick on my kid. So I had to take him out and put him in a decent school. I'm tired. I don't own a home. I barely own my car. So I don't know what money y'all think I have, but I don't. I have a job. I got to. So don't sit there and go, oh, well, why don't you just go get a job? I got a job. I got a job. I don't make enough money to qualify for SAG health insurance, but I make too much money to qualify for assistance, but not enough money to pay for whatever procedures I need out of pocket.
Whoo! That was hard to watch and hard to listen to. Y'all know I'm a sap and I'm sensitive and I'm emotional and I hate seeing people cry, especially innocent, nice people. My heart and my prayers and my thoughts go out to Giovanni because that was sad. That was really sad. If y'all don't know who she is, again, she was a former All That star. She made a lot of us laugh, cry, and be excited to watch a new show coming out. She was really out there. She really was. And if you are like me, who really wanted to see yourself in the media, she was one of the original African American women who was representing the Black community and the Black culture. Man, that really sucks. And I try to tell people all the time, just because you see what we're doing, people look at me like, oh, you're on the radio. You have your own live morning radio show. You probably have all this money. And you're probably living in luxury. I remember I texted somebody yesterday. And I was like, hey, man, I hope you're doing well. And he's like, yeah. Actually, no, that's not what I told him. He was at a pool in a rooftop. And I was like, dang, I'm jealous. I wish I was there right now. And his response was like, man, you got your own morning radio show. I'm sure you're out there living in luxury right now. You don't know that. You don't know what we got going on. You don't. And a lot of times we don't get paid enough to live the lives we want to live. Now, there are people who are getting paid buku money. Trust me, there are. And there are people who are getting buku money and living way above their means. But there are also people who are getting paid money and not living above their means and still having to get it out the mud. It is not easy for us in the entertainment industry. It is not easy for us in the media industry. Just because you see us with celebrities at private parties, on TV, on the radio, does not mean we have money. A lot of us are trying to actually get advertising dollars behind the scenes. I know for me, I need advertisers for my show. So if anybody wants to advertise and support a young Black kid who's finally made his dream come true, I need advertising dollars. I need people who are going to actually put money into the show and sponsor my show and sponsor my dream and say, I got your back, Jamie. Here's a few dollars so you can keep yourself on the radio, so you can keep yourself going forward, so you can find yourself in better places, so you don't have to worry about having other jobs outside of your dream job to support your dream job. I feel Giovanni wholeheartedly because I'm in the same boat, but you guys will never know that. Even if I say it out loud, you guys still don't believe it, which is crazy. So again, my prayers go out to her because that's horrible. It's hard out here for us, man. As reported by Hollywood Unlocked, Twitter users are trying to figure out why Rolling Stone deleted their tweet after throwing shade at Snoop Dogg for canceling a show in support of the writer's strike. Let me read some of these tweets for you because, woo! Rolling Stone said Snoop Dogg has canceled 2 of his forthcoming concerts at the Hollywood Bowl in solidarity with strikes that are completely unrelated to what he does as a musician. Some people says, yeah, the same Snoop Dogg who's standing in solidarity with those on strike. The same Snoop Dogg who understands that so many creatives in music too, not just TV and film, are struggling due to unfair payment structures. Why the shade? One Twitter user said, this Snoop Dogg, who has acted in projects since the early 1990s, Another Twitter user says, also, did you forget Snoop Dogg is an actor? Does Snoop Dogg have beef with y'all? Or does Rolling Stone have beef with Snoop Dogg? I mean, people think that just because you're standing in solidarity means that you have to also be a part of that industry. No, you could be a doctor saying, I'm standing in solidarity because you believe in that cause. You believe in what those people are fighting for. And people don't realize a lot of times our industries mix and mingle a lot. We meet different people. We work with the same people. We even switch over to different forms of entertainment and become actors and become models and become commercial actors and more. A lot of us who are in the media don't just do one single thing. So I stand with them as well as somebody who is on Netflix, who is on TV One, Oxygen, the ID channel, on billboards and more. It's hard out here. It's hard. I know if I just started in media like I did and we went on a strike, I would feel so defeated. So I understand what they're going through. All right, so in a recent interview with Angela Yee, Dwight Howard addresses the workout video with his 9-year-old son, David, and Stephen Harper recently filing a lawsuit against the former NBA star for assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and false imprisonment. Take a listen.
Not like people saying like, I don't spend time with my kids, or, I'm a deadbeat dad, or that I would ever do anything to hurt my kids. All the other noise that people say about whatever they think my personal life is, that's my personal life.
Right.
And I would never make public statements about anything private of mine when it comes to who's in my bed or anything like that. But
I did see an interview where you said the gay rumors aren't true because those were things that people kept bringing up.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're going to say stuff like that to keep this whole negative train going. We got to find a way to assassinate this man's character.
So you think that all stems from these situations, and somebody is out there? There's people out there that are conspiring
I
to put things in the media.
I feel like there could be, but again, my focus is not on those people that's conspiring against me.
Okay.
My focus.
So this was a recent interview with The Way Up with Angela Yee. Shout out to Angela Yee because I love her. I met Angela Yee at Essence Fest last year, and she's also somebody in the industry as a media personality, radio talk show host, podcaster, and more. Now, if you haven't seen the workout video with Dwight Howard and his son, he is seen pushing his son to keep exercising despite him crying and begging him to stop. As it pertains to the gay rumors, he was allegedly sexually flirting with the guy, sexting a guy, kissing him after inviting him over to his house, and then forcing him to have sexual intercourse with a transsexual. I personally think you pushing your kids / athletes and helping them break through the I can't do it mental barrier is what makes a good athlete. It does. And it makes great champions. I am an athlete. I played football, swimming and diving, track, step, dance, tumbling, volleyball, and tennis in high school. I ran track and cross country in college. So I know, I get it. I've been there. However, those moments where someone is literally pleading for you to stop and crying should definitely not be on the internet, especially as little kids. People in his school are going to judge him, make fun of him, even if they've been in those exact same situations. You know those kids aren't mature enough. Yes, push them, but also realize when enough is enough and when someone legit is at their limit. I tell people all the time, when you're training someone, that's one thing, but you should also be teaching somebody while at the same time you're training them. So you can explain the reasons behind whatever you're doing in that training. Now, as it pertains to Dwight's gay rumors, man, if he's gay, bi, pansexual, whatever he is, I don't care. But I really just want him to come out and control his own narrative. Dude, you are grown. It is 2023. Yes, there are so many different things that people in the LGBTQIA plus community have to go through, and it's hard for them. But it's harder for people like you who be lying, and we know you lying. People can't conspire against you if you admit to what it is that you're doing. They can't use it against you. Look at what they try to do with Cardi B. It ain't working because she's like, yep, I did it. Next. It ain't like you killed somebody when you say you're into the same sex. Just live your truth. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people who still support you. I'm telling you. I get it. There's the older generation who don't see and believe in what the new generation sees and believes in, and they don't feel it because they're still stuck in that old mindset of like, if I come out, it's going to be dangerous and da-da-da. I get it. But if you come out, it's much better that way when you live in your truth. You don't have to sneak around and have sex with men and transsexuals because you already came out. You can do it without there's consequences of people trying to judge you based on you lying. People are going to judge you anyway, so you might as well be open and honest with it and just freaking do it. Hey, whatever, it's his journey. I support people's journeys, just don't hurt people, and allegedly you're hurting people, so figure your stuff out. Now, some horrible and completely tragic Las Vegas news. Video footage captured the moment Las Vegas police rescued 6 kids from an apartment where they were being abused by a couple. Travis Doss, 31, and his pregnant wife, Amanda Stamper, 33, reportedly had 2 of the 6 children they had locked up. They didn't have them together, but they were co-parenting together, locked up in cages, while the other 4 were considered severely beaten. All of the children were under the age of 11. If you have not seen that video, it was heartbreaking. According to Daily Mail, the story leading to the children's discovery began after Stamper called police to a near Walgreens, where she said she was hiding from her husband because he allegedly threatened to kill her. Stamper says Doss sent her a picture of one of the children in a cage and claimed that he kicked him so hard in the head he thought he was dead. Stamper said she believed the boy was dead for the past 5 days. Upon entering the apartment, police reportedly discovered a pit bull roaming the apartment while 2 of the children were locked in the cages. They briefly discovered what they saw with the first child to be, quote, 2 black eyes that were swollen shut, multiple marks and bruises all over their body, and he was emaciated, police said. The child was in such a state that his father thought he had beaten him to death, end quote. After getting them out of the apartment safely, the children began to speak on everything in detail. They revealed they've been abused by their father with belts, cords, and even a frying pan. They also reported that they've been starved and fed McDonald's fries as a meal between the 6 of them. Majority of the time, they've been locked up. Stamper also mentions to police that she was Doss's sex worker and that she was abused as well, not just the children. She stated, quote, "I'm sorry I didn't call sooner," end quote. She explains to police that she was scared of what would happen to her if she told. As of right now, Doss is being charged with 42 offenses and Stamper is only being charged with 7. The couple has already made an appearance in court where they pled not guilty. That news is sad. That news is so sad. I'm tired of saying this, but my thoughts and prayers go out to those kids. I know they'll be traumatized for the rest of their life. Please, please, please get those kids in your thoughts and prayers. Hey, before I go to break, I want to say what up to Vanika Briggs, Blake Gwynn, Alicia Starr, Tracy T. Holloway, and everybody else who is live on the YouTube. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank y'all for supporting me. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and have this conversation about how this girl pooped in my back seat. And then after that, we're going to have the amazing Antoine Pollard, who's going to talk everything STDs, HIV, PrEP, PEP, and more. So stick around, okay? I'd like to talk about. I'll be right back.
Hungry for the best barbecue in Las Vegas? Come out to the infamous barbecue and meat market, John Mole's Meats and Roadkill Grill in Las Vegas. John Mole's was featured on the Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Now take home delicious meat selections for your grill, and while you're there, grab a bite of the best barbecue in Las Vegas. With 2 locations now at Tom and Gowan or on North Decatur, you're sure to find the perfect meats for your next barbecue or party. Find us online at johnmolemeats.com.
Welcome to Hash House A Go-Go, where we've been serving farm food and crafted cocktails for over 2 decades. Visit us for the full Hash House experience at any of our 5 Las Vegas locations. Hash House A Go-Go is where old school meets new and gets twisted. We bring people together over good food and fun. Come in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and come hungry because our portions are huge. Visit us online to see our entire menu at hashhouseagogo.com. Hash House A Go-Go. It's a Midwest thing, and there's nothing else like it.
And we're back. Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. And live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook as well. All right, let's get into the segment because if you just tuned in, I already went over the daily news headlines, but now I'm going to tell you a story about how this girl pooped in my car. I'm going to keep these names anonymous because I don't want to embarrass her like that. But my friend had invited me out to this Tuesday night party in LA a while ago called Poom Poom Tuesdays. And it's this huge Caribbean party that's lit in LA, right? Well, she invited me out, and as we were out, me and my best friend, and I'm gonna say her name. Actually, no, I ain't gonna say her name. Me and my best friend, we were out and we met up with my friend who invited us out, right? So the friend that invited us out was like, hey, meet my friend. This young, I believe, how old was she? 23, 24? This young girl who very, very nice, sweet girl. And I have no issue with her. But my friend who invited us out was like, yeah, man, I'm having a good time. You know, I don't want to do too much and I don't want to drink too much, but you know, I want to make sure everybody's safe. Well, her friend was drinking. She was drinking. And just out of respect for her, I'm not gonna tell her full story about why we were so concerned about her, but we were concerned about her because her friend had told us some things about her. And so again, the friend who invited me out was like, hey, you know, hang out with my friends. We're hanging out with her, but we're realizing she's getting pretty drunk. And she's small and short, and she's taking a lot of shots to the head. We're sitting here just like, girl. At one point, she invited us out to drink at the bar. And we're like, thank you, but girl, we're good. So at this point, I'm trying to cut out all the other stuff because I don't want anybody to get upset. But I'm gonna still tell you all the juicy stuff. At one point, me and my best friend were ready to go. And my friend who invited us out was also ready to go. But we were like, hey, you can't leave your friend you introduced us to. You can't leave her. That's not cool. She's like, oh, she a grown adult and she always does this and da. And we're like, okay, that's cool, but like still be a good person. Don't just leave this girl here. And she's like, nah, man, this not the first time she did this. And in my head, I'm like, why would you invite her out? Like, why would you invite this girl out if you know she does this all the time and she do too much when she drink and she needs guidance and help when she's drunk? Like, why would you invite her out? Because yes, she's not your problem, but you invite her out as a part of you tonight. And so that makes her your problem. So me and my best friend are like, handle your friend. We're not handling her. And then my friend was like, no, can y'all just take care of that? I'm just so tired of that. And I was sitting here just like, that's not our friend. You just introduced her to us like an hour and a half ago. No. So then my friend gets so pissed off of her, she pretty much leaves. And so me and my best friend is like, oh, we're going to curse her out when we get the chance. Because that was annoying. But we're not going to leave this girl drunk by herself. Just like Alicia Starr said on YouTube, you can't leave your friend drunk. You can't. I get that we're all adults, but come on, be a good person. Come on. Handle the situation accordingly. And then after that, don't hang out with this girl no more. Leave her alone. Block her. I get it. But you brought her out in this moment. So right now, yes, she's your responsibility. So me and my best friend being the people we are, we can't see anybody like that. And we're noticing that other people are noticing that this girl is drunk. So now we see a predator. Yes, that's what that man is, a predator. Try to pull her aside. And he's an older adult too. I don't know if y'all know this, but Caribbeans love them some young girls, especially the short. Listen, I'm going to keep it quiet. I'm going to keep it cute. But we see he's trying to take advantage of her. So me and my best friend walk over to her like, hey, what you doing? You okay? Whatever, about to leave. And she's like, no, I'm good. And the dude was like, yeah, she good, bro. I was sitting there like, almost just cursed because I forgot I'm live on the radio. I was like, sir, that's not what I said, but I was like, sir, I don't know who you talking to. He was like, oh, no, I mean like that, bro. He was like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay, bro. And so I look back at her and I'm like, you good? She's like, no, I'm good. And he's trying to get her to smoke. Now, my thing is, we don't know what's in that weed. We don't. And she's also overly drunk. I'm not about to let her get crossfaded. Absolutely not. And then the worst part is she drove herself. By the way, my best friend is live on air. I don't know if you want me to say your name, friend, but I'm trying to cut out all the details that are going to incriminate this girl. But I'm trying to keep the story juicy. All right. So then I was like, hey, best friend, I made you a hand of this because I told you I wanted to leave before we had this conversation with my friend who invited us out. You're the one who wanted to go and talk and mix and mingle and check up on the friend. No, if we would have left, we wouldn't have been stuck in the situation. And my friend would have been forced to deal with this girl. But no, because she knew that we were good people and she got cursed out later by the way. We cursed that girl out, me and my best friend. She left. So now we feel obligated to take care of her. So now I'm pissed at my best friend because I'm sitting here just like, girl, I want to go home. Mind you, I had work the next day. So I was really trying to be a good friend. Me and her had work, actually. So then she was like, all right, it's my fault. I'm going to take care of it. So we literally like grabbed the girl like, hey, come on, move away from this dude. He's trying to take care of you, whatever. I'm like, Mercy, put her in the car. I don't want to be seen walking this little girl to the car. I'm 6'3", I'm a big black man. You put her in the car. So she's like, okay, let's do it together. So we walk the girl to the car. At this point, as she's walking to the car, I guess she feels safe. So she falls out. So she's drunk. She can't speak. Slurring her words, can't walk, all the stuff. So we put her in the back seat. Now me and my best friend just like, oh my God, we just spent an hour watching this girl. We didn't get to do no Poom Poom Tuesday. So we're kind of like trying to figure out, do we want to go back into the club? Do you want to hang? Do you want to go home? What do you want to do? We said, you know what? Well, now that we got this drunk girl in the back of my seat, let's stay here for a while to let her sober up, because she drove to the club. And now I can tell y'all this part. Not only was she drinking a lot at the club, she pre-gamed hard. And I'll tell you, imagine almost a midget. She was short and skinny. So she overdrank and she was mixing liquor. So now I feel obligated. My big brother's stepping in because I have two younger sisters and I can't see anybody in danger, especially young black women. So we stay at Poom Poom for a little bit. Then some tell me, hey, Mercy, you better go check on that girl, because if she throw up, I'm going to literally fight you. She's like, no, we got it. Because she's the one who wants to keep her, mind you. So, my best friend, I almost said the name. I think I just did. So my best friend runs to the car, handles her. I guess she gets a big black trash bag from security, runs back. She walks to me and she's like, you're going to be so mad at me. And I'm like, what? She looks distraught. I'm like, this girl threw up in my car, didn't she? She's like, no, but I hurt myself. And I was like, what? Bruh, her whole bottom part of her leg was bleeding. Apparently, this girl was trying to run to the car to make sure the other girl didn't throw up and skidded face first on the ground. I'm not laughing at her. I wasn't laughing at the moment. I was so upset with her. I'm like, why would you? So now she hurt. Now I feel like we can't enjoy Poom Poom Tuesdays. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever we do now, we just gonna take this girl with us. If we have to take her home, whatever, because she's gonna have to just get her car if it gets towed. It don't matter, because I'm not gonna risk her life. So we ended up going to this place called Cajun Seafood House. Have you ever gone there? They're bomb, right? We're at Cajun Seafood House, and I'm like, hey, we gotta make sure we check up on this girl. We're checking up on this girl. Everything's fine. At one point, she calls us. When she calls us, she's yelling, "Get me out of the car! Where am I? Who has me in this car? Whose car is this?" And I'm sitting here just like, first of all, you should probably know whose car is this if you called me, because you had my number before you were drunk. Obviously you called me because you knew that was my car that you were in. So I'm like, calm down, girl. Here I come. Now, mind you, we're eating a crab boil at this point, so my hands are hella messy. So I'm like, I'm gonna go help her out. Actually, no, at this point, me and my best friend, and she told her herself on social, I guess I said her name already, but she said who she was on YouTube. She says, unfortunately, I'm learning to stop rescuing people. My knee is still messed up. Sorry, friend. But me and her are arguing at the dinner table like, hey, you go take care of her. You go take care of her. All of a sudden, my alarm goes off in my car, and my alarm is loud. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go take care of her, whatever. So I walk over there, and I see her out of the car, and she's screaming, where am I? What is going on? Take me home. Where's my car? And I'm sitting there just like, oh my God, why am I in this situation? So I moved it to the side to check the back seat to make sure she didn't throw up. Y'all, she didn't throw up. She pooped in my back seat. Yo, oh my God. Not only did she poop in my back seat, but she pooped on my floor. I called my best friend so quick, like, oh my God, this girl just pooped all in my car. She is cackling like, no, she didn't. She didn't poop in your car. I'm like, yes. She's like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, what? And it stank, y'all. I'm seeing like, I'm about to throw up. And mind you, we weren't even done eating our food yet. I'm like, this is your problem. You need to come clean up this poop. I'm so mad at both of y'all right now. She's like, no, I can't do it. I'm like, if you don't get your butt out there, I'm going to throw that food at you. So she comes and she sees it and she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Oh my God, she pooped. She pooped in your backseat. Not only did she poop, she also, like, on my seat and on my carpet, she also left little turdlets in other parts of my back seat. Like she was a dog. Man, I said, I don't give an F at this point. Send her home. I'm literally looking at her like, are you sober? She's like, yeah. Get in that Uber. We call her Uber. When I tell you that Uber came so quick, I picked her up and just tossed her in the backseat. I said, hey, give me your number, Uber driver. I'm gonna need you to stay on the phone with me this entire time. If you do anything to this little girl, I will find you. He said, no, I'm good. So he's made sure to stay on the phone with the Uber driver. He drops her off at home. He makes sure she gets to the door and she's safe. Y'all, when I tell you I cursed my friend out the next day who introduced me to this girl, I was so pissed. I was pissed at my friend. I was pissed at the girl she introduced me to, and I was pissed at my best friend. And My friend who came into LA was like, hey, did you clean out your car? I'm like, yeah, I cleaned it out because I told her on the phone. She's like, I can still smell it. Mind you, I cleaned out that car real good. That smell, even though I ended up getting it professionally clean, still lingered. Disgusted, I say. Oh, even my general manager is shaking his head. You be wanting to help people out. And my thing is, getting your car pooped in is better than waking up and seeing that this person passed away because of a DUI or got hit or got kidnapped or got raped. So I'm not mad at myself for helping this young black girl out, but dang, you had to poop in my car. Dang, you thinking she's going to be throw up. She pooped. Ooh, I told y'all that story the best way I could without incriminating anybody. Well, I said my best friend's name once, but she don't care. She really don't. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have Antoine Pollard, who is going to join us live to talk everything STDs, everything HIV, everything PrEP, everything PEP, what to do if you found yourself in a situation where you think you contracted something and more. So stick around because we have a lot to talk about. This is Jaime Dee Show. Stay there.
At AR Heating and Air Conditioning, our main goal is to provide high-quality service without breaking the bank. From maintaining your HVAC units to fixing them when they are down, they are there for you. AR Heating and Air Conditioning offer reasonable prices, reliability, and professional service at a great value. For more information, go to fixmyac.net or call 702-646-4000. Beat the heat and call AR Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Yo, and we're back. Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show, woo! Which is live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. If you're just now joining into this real live morning radio broadcast, I already went over the daily news headlines, and we just talked about the story of how a girl pooped in my back seat when I was trying to be Captain Save a H word. And now we're at the best part of my day with Antoine Pollard, who is a principal prep coordinator for Us Helping Us People Into Living Incorporated. He's about to join me live to discuss how STDs and HIV are contracted, who's affected the most by sexually transmitted diseases, what is PrEP, what is PEP, how to seek help if you feel like you contracted something, and more. So without further ado, let's welcome in Antoine. Woo! What's up?
Hey, what's up, Jamie? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today on this day?
I'm well. I'm in the middle of my work day as we speak, being the prep coordinator. So I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be here on your show. Congratulations to you. This is amazing.
Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. And look, happy hump day. All pun intended. All pun intended. So we're going to talk everything humping. And again, thank you so much for being here and for your congratulations. I'm proud of you too, because you've been in the field for years and you have helped me out personally in my own sexual health journey. So I'm excited to share that same knowledge with the general public. So Antoine, let's get into it. How does somebody contract STDs and or HIV?
Well, the biggest thing when it comes to, when we talk about topics such as HIV and STIs, that typically is a conversation that is brought about, around sex. So STI, sexually transmitted infection, and as well as HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, these are things that, can be contracted through sex. HIV, of course, is contracted through sex, but there are also bodily fluids that transmit the virus: blood, semen, pre-cum, breast milk, vaginal fluids, and anal secretions as well. As far as your typical, STIs, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, those typically are passed through, penetrative sex, oral sex as well. Syphilis is pretty much kind of a skin-to-skin contact where a painless sore can, pretty much appear in around the mouth or the groin area. And if that skin is touched with someone else, that's typically how syphilis is passed. So these things, can happen during sex, unfortunately. Sex is pleasurable, sex is fun, but if we aren't taking necessary precautions or at least getting tested regularly to ensure that we're negative and we're not passing things on to other people, it's going to be an endless cycle of this, this wheel of STIs just continuing to be passed along.
Right. Now, tell the general public, because I know there's a lot of misconceptions about how STDs and HIV are contracted. I know there's one that, skin to skin contact, you can contract it, but like syphilis, gonorrhea, HIV, can you get that from kissing? Can you get that from sharing spit, from sharing food, being on the same toilet?
Right. So those things, no, so the fluid, so urine, tears, spit, sweat cannot pass those viruses or infections. Again, the fluids that I named before, as far as like the blood, the semen, the pre-cum, vaginal fluids, and breast milk, those are definitely fluids that can transmit HIV. When it comes to like gonorrhea and chlamydia, like if we're having oral sex can transmit. If the person receiving the oral sex, let's say, doesn't use a condom or even a dental dam for that matter, and the person who's providing it has a bacteria or gonorrhea chlamydia in their throat, then simply that's how that can be passed to the next person. Everyone doesn't show symptoms either. So a lot of times you have people who are having sex with multiple people and not even getting tested and don't know that they have an STI because they're not getting tested. So they're just passing the virus on to someone else or the infection.
So we are live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Thank you so much for that information. We do have Alicia Starr who wants to know, can you get an STD from sitting on a toilet?
You cannot. No.
There's nothing you can get. Herpes, none of that?
No.
So how do you get herpes?
Herpes, that honestly, I'm not vested in that because that's not within where I am with our scope work at our nonprofit. But herpes is also something like if there is a cold sore, typically passes. If somebody has a cold sore, you can pass that on if you're engaging with someone, and you're exposing them to this said cold sore, or even somebody's having a herpes outbreak. If that is also something that they're actually coming in contact with a sex partner, then that's how it's typically passed.
Okay. So talk to us about how can you test to figure out if you do have an STD or HIV?
So you definitely can go. I mean, it depends on the person. You can go see your primary care physician. You have your local health departments. You have nonprofit organizations such as my organization, Us Helping Us, or you can even self-test. I know here at the agency we do at-home testing as well, so we can mail a person an actual kit full of the testing materials to provide them the supplies to do the testing in their own home, get their test results. Some tests they get the results instantly, and the other test results they'll get within a couple of days. Or you can go to CVS or Walgreens. You can sometimes purchase the stuff over the counter. It just all depends on the person's level of comfortability with themselves and dealing with the uncomfortableness of getting tested. We all know what that feels like to get tested because we have our moments where we're having fun. I don't call it having a whole season. I call it having fun.
Right.
So we know what that uncomfortable feeling is like when we have to actually face the reality of saying, okay, let me go get tested. So there's many avenues of getting tested. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, it was a little glitch in my side. Okay, so when you're getting tested, walk us through what you're testing, what you're using to test an individual.
Got you. So it depends. So depending on the test, I know in our office we do rapid testing as well as we collect specimens. For the HIV, the syphilis, and hepatitis C testing, we'll collect it's as simple as a finger stick. Diabetics stick their fingers daily to get their blood to test their blood sugar. It's the exact same process. We'll stick your finger with a lancet, take a small blood sample, apply it to the test, and for the rapid test, you'll have the results within 20 minutes or less. The gonorrhea and the chlamydia specimens typically. It's of course a urine sample. If folks are engaging in oral sex, we'll do a throat swab, and if same thing for anal activity, we'd have a rectal swab collected as well.
Okay, cool. I gotta shout this comment out because they definitely said I just be having fun. SMH.
We like fun. It's the reality of it.
That's it. You're right.
It's the lady Chantel Thomas who works over at Department of Health in DC, what she did, and it's something that I took from her a few years ago, where we call it seasons of risk. Meaning we're not always in the mode to actually be having sex. A lot of people have sex in the summertime, while other times people don't want to have sex in the wintertime. It is what it is, Right. It is what it is. We don't call it hoeing, we call it having fun. As long as you're protecting yourself and getting tested, it should be no reason why you can't explore and do the things that you want to do with your life.
Listen, hey, ringing that bell because amen. And also as long as you're communicating with your partner what you're doing, what you have done, and so on, so you don't put other people in danger. Hey, live your life.
A lot of people don't even have the conversation before they engage and say, have you been tested? When I test, I also do testing. I also do testing at Howard University with the students there. We have a partnership with them. And even when I'm testing the students on campus, the freshmen, the juniors, if you're engaging in sex, it shouldn't be an issue to ask anybody about their testing or status. If I ask you about your status and testing and you buck up at me, then 9 times out of 10, I shouldn't actually probably be laying down with you or doing anything, because who's to say you getting tested, or who's to say you don't have something? And if you know about it, you just ain't gonna get tested because you don't want to face the reality.
Period.
So, yeah.
So let me tell you, because when I try to, you know me, Antoine, because I get tested regularly, and I make sure to stay up to date, and I always try to help other people out. Because also, fun fact, I used to work with Us Helping Us as I forgot what my title was, but like a promoter to like go out in the community, be like, hey, go get tested. Hey, there's these services. Hey, minorities are affected by this. Make sure you stay up to date with your status. Talk to us about how people can find free resources to get tested, because a lot of people don't have the money to get tested or their insurance.
Right. I mean, it's as simple as Googling, just using Google free HIV testing in your area. Depending on where you are, there are not always a lot of resources in certain areas of the country based off of demographics, ethnic communities, those kinds of things. Typical areas, you could just, like I said, if anything, go to your health department. Google your local health department. They may have resources or community groups or aid service organizations or community-based organizations that can provide said services, because these agencies are receiving grant money, such as we are, to provide said services to the community, to get people tested, to get them educated, and to provide whatever other resources we're able to provide for them. So it's as simple as Googling and using your local areas for information.
That's beautiful. I'm glad that there are resources where people can get STD and HIV testing for free. Talk to us about how long does it take for an STD and or HIV to show up after testing, or after contracting it, excuse me.
So I'll start with HIV testing. So for the rapid testing, of course, HIV testing has evolved over the years compared to how it was when HIV was first discovered till now. We have tests that's on the market where we can detect the virus up to 2 weeks of an individual having it. There's also another, we call that the window period of when the test can actually detect HIV. You have some tests that can detect it within 3 months. And that's just for HIV. Typically with STIs, the bacteria pretty much grows pretty, rapidly. So if an individual, let's say, had sex on Monday and today's Wednesday, you want to come get tested and provide specimens, 9 times out of 10, those specimens are going to be tested and the results are going to be positive because, again, the bacteria has already begun to grow. But luckily, and I know we'll get into that in a second, there are things like doxy prep. Doxy prep it's something that is new to the prevention world as it pertains to preventing STIs. You have PrEP, which is short for, and I'm pretty sure I'm jumping all over the place.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got a whole.
Go ahead.
When it comes to prevention, I'll start with PrEP. So PrEP is short for pre-exposure prophylaxis. It means to, begin to prevent an infection before, it actually has the opportunity to infect you with it. So individuals who are HIV negative can take a pill daily to lessen their chances of contracting HIV. There's also now on the market the injectable PrEP, meaning you would get a shot once every other month. And then it had the same efficacy as, you taking pills daily. When I think about PrEP, I think of a woman taking birth control. A woman who does not want to be pregnant takes a pill that, and her having a baby.
We losing you. We losing you, Antoine. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you. We was getting to the good stuff. Last thing we heard was birth control.
Yeah, so I'll go back to birth control. Women who don't want to have a baby take birth control, so therefore they can prevent themselves from getting pregnant. Similar when it comes to PrEP, people who are HIV negative can take a pill daily or now even get the injectable to lessen their chances of getting HIV. Doxy PrEP. Doxy PrEP is not like PrEP, it's a bit different. What Doxy PrEP is, it is medication to treat.
Come back, Antoine. Hold on, Doxy PrEP is what? We lost you.
So Doxy PrEP is a preventative measure for sexually transmitted infections, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis. So within 24 to 72 hours, an individual can take 2 pills of doxycycline, and it'll go ahead and prevent the actual bacteria to grow, and so therefore the person will still remain negative of those said STIs. So now if we talk about PEP, we talked about PrEP, we talked about doxy PrEP, and now I'm going to talk about PEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis. Post-exposure prophylaxis is something that for an individual, let's say if we went out one night and had, we went to, what was the place you went to when a girl, had the accident in your backseat, the Puff Tuesday, whatever that was. Right. let's say if she had the guy that you were trying to avoid her from, the predator. Let's say she had went out with him or whatever, for instance, right? And then they ended up having sex that night, and she woke up, realizing she had sex, but didn't know if she used a condom or not. She can go to an emergency room or even to organizations such as Us Helping Us, and inform them of that. And what they would do is they would put her on a 28-day regimen of medication that she would have to take one pill daily to go ahead and fight off her possibly contracting HIV if that person was infected with HIV and not undetectable. So yeah, so there are plenty of methods out here for prevention purposes. It's just the people we as a people have to be educated about what is out there for us. What are these things that we're talking about, and how do we go about ensuring that we're doing the necessary things that we can to remain safe.
Got you. Antoine, we do have somebody commenting live, Rob Sealander, who says, I have a 15-year-old son. Is it okay or advisable to have him on PrEP?
Now, with that, I say this. Our youth, of course, are at some point going to engage in activity. I use I statement. I started having sex when I was 16. I didn't know nothing about PrEP back then, and I didn't have my first HIV test until I was 21. So I say to individuals who have teenagers, please have the conversations about testing and status and what sex is. Sex is it should be enjoyable. It should not be forced. It should not be something that we're doing just to be cool. These are conversations we need to have with them. If we feel as if our children possibly can be in a position where they'll be in a lot of activity, then if you want to take that step, you can, because PrEP. Someone can be on PrEP as young as 12 years old. They just have to weigh over 72 pounds. So if you want to ensure that your child is actually being protected, it's no different than a mother or a father putting their daughter on birth control.
Okay. That's good. That's good advice right there. Thank you so much. Now, we have a few minutes left, and I want to get into this part of the conversation because we know that there are all these different preventative methods. You got PrEP for those who are HIV negative. If you don't want to contract HIV, take the daily pill, get the injectable. There's PEP if you feel like, you had unprotected sex, whether it was consensual or unconsensual, and you feel like you may have gotten exposed to it. You can go and get on that medicine. Then you also have Doxy PrEP, which you can take after, sexual intercourse to fight off and prevent either STDs like gonorrhea or chlamydia. But we do have those who are already positive. And some of them are saying, and a lot of them are saying they are undetectable and they cannot transmit their HIV to you. Explain what that means and how they're undetectable.
So what undetectable means, and untransmittable, meaning that we have the person living with HIV has been taking their medicine the way that they're supposed to, and their levels of viral load have got to a certain level as to where the virus cannot be passed on to the next person. Having HIV is not the same death sentence as it was, again, when it was first discovered. Where we are today, medicine is pretty advanced, so where taking a simple pill daily can also let that person live and have a long and healthy life. It's similar to someone having diabetes or high blood pressure. I mean, that's also something that you have to monitor and take care. Now if the fact of a person now living with HIV and they're taking their medicine the way they're supposed to, they can have a healthy relationship with someone else and not pass the virus on to anyone else.
Antoine, are you saying that if I am HIV negative and also not on PrEP, if I go and have unprotected sex with somebody who's HIV positive, yet they're undetectable, and I won't get HIV?
Correct.
So
Correct.
if I go, I'm making more specific. If I go and have same sex intercourse with a man, and I put my private part in their back private part with no protection, and they're HIV positive, undetectable, I will not have HIV the next day.
Correct. Because again, their viral load is so suppressed they can't pass the virus on.
Okay. All right. So then, so you're saying that you can trust and believe somebody who says they're HIV undetectable.
Now, I won't say you can trust that. Now, because the thing about it is, like, granted, we would hope that some individuals are taking the necessary steps to ensure that they get to become, undetectable and things like that. Because if you're not taking your medicine, then that's only going to present more issues for the person living with the HIV. So if you're taking the medicine when it's supposed to, therefore everything else should be okay as it pertains to where you are with your levels, and everything. Now, when it comes to being a person who is not living with HIV and trying to trust someone who is saying that they are living with HIV and undetectable, that only can go as far as if the person is taking their medicine daily. If your last doctor's visit was back in January, and back in January you were undetectable, but you haven't been back to the doctor since January, not only is it a possibility that you don't have your medicine for refills, you don't know where your levels are, so it's not a guarantee that you're still undetectable. So I would still have that conversation, with the people. Have the conversation about, what we're doing as people. If I'm engaging with you, you should know where you are with your health as an individual. The same with me. So if you're living with HIV and you're saying that, you want to pursue something with somebody, you don't want to pass the virus on to them, then take the necessary steps to ensure that not only you won't do that to them, but to make sure that you're actually taking care of yourself. So in those moments, that's where, you have things like PrEP. It's great. It's good that the person possibly is undetectable, but you never know what can happen. Insurance can become an issue for that person to where they can't get their HIV medicine, and at some point they won't be undetectable until they get coverage again. So therefore, now you still want to be with the person and care for them and do what you can with them, but you also want to protect yourself. So therefore, you now still have the option to possibly be on PrEP.
Makes sense. Okay, so I got a few minutes left, and I want to ask you two quick questions. Who is affected the most by sexually transmitted diseases? Because we're hearing a lot, it's gay men. Is that true?
That is a part. That is a group. I'll say a group. I won't say it's true. I say the mass majority is young people under 25.
Really?
Yes, because we're having fun. We're in our younger years. We're experimenting. We're having fun. We're in college. We're doing things where we're now 21. We can drink. And if you have some people that can smoke or whatever it is, being intoxicated at times can put you in situations where it can put you in situations as to where that now we're at the clinic saying, okay, now I have these reactive STIs. But at the same time, you also do have other racial and ethnic minority groups, and then gay and bisexual men are the people that are actually most infected with STIs.
All right, so last question, then I gotta let you go, Antoine. What do you do if you feel like you contracted somebody? What should you do?
If you feel like you've contracted an STI or uncertain of a person's status that you were dealing with, don't self-diagnose. Don't think because I hooked up with somebody and now my back hurt. Oh my God, I got an STI.
Antoine, that was me. That was me. I'm so embarrassed.
No. Go take yourself. If you're in question or just you're unsure, go seek help. Go to a clinic. Go to a doctor. Go to a nonprofit organization that provides these services. We get online and Google symptoms all day, but these same symptoms, the headache and a migraine, it's not just for one thing. You can have these things. All these side effects are in different parts of what our structure is as human beings. We're all made differently. We all, consume different things. So self-diagnosing from Google is always the biggest no we should not do. Take yourself to an actual medical professional and let them have the conversation with them. Be honest with them, because a lot of times we'll get in doctor's office and clinics and lie because we don't want to feel judged and ashamed. But if we're comfortable with ourselves and if we hold ourselves accountable to knowing what we're doing and we're upfront and truthful with these healthcare professionals, then we can get the common answer that we need, the right answer, instead of us actually self-diagnosing and causing ourselves further anxiety.
Antoine, thank you so much for coming on to the Jaime Dee Show, because you are just such an amazing person, so educated, so knowledgeable, and such a light. I'm going to tell y'all, when I first went to go get tested in grad school, that wasn't the first time I got tested, but when I got tested with Antoine, man, he had to choke slam me verbally because I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. And it was something so dumb too. But hey, there's a lot of people like me who are who were like me, who are like me. How do I say this? Who I used to be, who are still uneducated, who don't know about STDs, HIV, who don't know how to get on PrEP, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much, Antoine, for coming on to the Jaime Dee Show and educating the masses. I'm going to give you this bell. Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure.
One last thing
in the future. So, hey, keep educating you. I'm rooting for you. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day, okay?
Thank love. And one last thing I'll say, everybody, make sure you're getting tested. Get tested.
Like Antoine said, make sure you're getting tested. Thank you so much, Antoine. That was the Jaime Dee Show, which is live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. I'm live every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. You never know who I'm going to bring on the show, so stick around. I'll be back tomorrow, okay? Love y'all. Peace out. What's up, everybody? You were just tuned into the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. If you aren't in the Las Vegas area, you can catch my show live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. That's TheJaimeDeeshow. If you want to advertise your business on my show, email us at info@jamiedee.com. Thank you all so much for your support. See you tomorrow.